What is up, everybody? Well, a while back, at the end of one of the videos, I asked if any of you guys would be interested in watching a video about restoring this old Mac side chest that I found on eBay to go with my vintage Mac top and bottom, and unanimously you said yes, we would like to see that. So let's do something different today. All right, so this is gonna get completely repainted. I've got the PPG closest match that we could come up with and paint for it, and then it's gonna go on the side of my old Mac 50th anniversary box. If you go way back in my channel, there's a video a couple years ago when I bought this box of me and Mrs. G completely taking it apart, cleaning it, buffing it. I just love this old box. I love cool old stuff. So I'll get you guys set up and we'll disassemble it. All right. It's cold, windy, and nasty outside today, so, and I needed a break from working on that John Deere 4430 restoration for a couple minutes, so figure we might as well disassemble this old side box. I hate the month of February. It's just always cold and windy and gloomy out. But I am very lucky to have a heated shop to be able to hibernate in and do things that I enjoy doing. And once March comes around, you at least start getting some warmer days and optimism that spring's coming. Unfortunately, I do not have the key for this. I'm sure I can come up with something, but I'm not really worried about locking my toolbox in my own shop. I find myself watching videos on YouTube of people restoring things like this. It's satisfying and relaxing, I guess, to watch. I think it's kind of weird, but kind of intriguing, the channels where they don't talk at all. I mean, they just video the whole process, which they seem to get a lot of views. So there's holes on this side too, to where this can get mounted like this, which is good because I'm going to have it on the left side of the toolbox, so I don't want it to open that way towards the other drawers they'll pull out. So when we put it back together, we'll make it so it opens out. Let's see, little magnet thing. Got a couple little tabs that hold it in. These old drawer slides, they're not the greatest, but they don't even have the little button there to unlatch them. I believe you just the little, yep, there's a little tab. Hopefully you guys can see this tab. You just reach in there with a pick or pocket pry bar and push the rail over, and it'll pop out of there. I don't believe those slides come out of there. I think they just stay. Need a different nut driver here. I've got another cool restoration project coming up here too that we're going to start on real soon. All right, this emblem is held on by just a couple of those, like resistance fit washer thingamajiggers. All right, Mrs. G is sanding this all down using 220, smoothing it out.
See, my nose is all orange.
What were you doing inside? Just using
I wire wheeled some of these spots that were bad, and then I'm gonna sand it.
Get it all sanded and get it hung up and spray some primer on it. All right, Mrs. G got everything sanded, wiped down with grease and wax remover. Got it all hung up. Gonna mix up some epoxy primer and we'll start priming it. All right, it's the next morning. I let the epoxy dry overnight. Let's see if... There's the paint code that we came up with for the Mac red, crossed to a GM code. I got it in JB, so it's base clear. I'm not sure what I was thinking. I should have just got it in single stage. Then I wouldn't have had to spray clear too, but just mix it 1-to-1 with some reducer. It's like trying to spray paint on something that's trying to run away from you. All right, guys, I made an executive decision here. The whole trying to chase what I was trying to spray paint at wasn't working out too great for me. So I put a second coat of base on the bottom of the cabinet and the bottom of the drawers, just to make sure that there's no bare metal or anything. No one's ever going to see the bottom of the cabinet or the bottom of the drawers. So I cleaned the gun out, went and sprayed the base coat green in the paint booth for my other project. Let this dry. Now I'm just going to spray it to where it's sitting on this table and I don't have to worry about it moving all over the place. I can handle spraying that moving, but there's a couple dents in the side here, and I didn't fix them because that's the side that's going to be up against the box. So that worked out pretty darn good. Gonna spray another coat of base on this stuff, and we'll let it dry for a little bit, and then we'll spray some clear. I love just watching the paint come to life from being dull once you start spraying the clear. All right, 2 coats of clear. It looks very nice. So on the inside of the front door, there's a run. I put it on too heavy. It doesn't matter at all. It's on the inside of the door, but we'll let it dry for a couple days here, and then for the hell of it, I'll show you guys how to get a run out of clear. But none of the important pieces have any runs in them at all, so can't wait to put it back together and put it on there. I cleaned up all the handles for the drawers, the handle for the front door, the lock cylinder. I actually went on Amazon. There's a company, I typed in the code and it was like $8 for they custom cut the key. So I ordered a key, cleaned up the Mac Tools emblem best I could. It's gonna be nice. Depending on, it's hard to see this run with the reflection, but if you can't see it, it's all right here. A little one right there too. Like I said, this is the inside of the front door. Like, I could care less about it, but I told you guys that I'd teach you how to get a run out of clear. Don't need anything but a razor blade. They do make a, like a tool that holds a razor blade for body shops, but you don't need it. So obviously the run is higher than the rest of the paint or the clear coat. So if you go sideways to the run. See how that's outlining the run? Then you just keep so the point is here, once all this, the low spots all the way around it, once it's a uniform scrape. All right, that run is gone. So now all you do, I don't have any of that stuff laying here, but just wet sand it. You know, you could use like probably 1,000 grit. Just wet sand that area, and then take like some cutting compound or rubbing compound, and I have this little buffer, and I have wool pads for it. Just buff it, and you'll never know it was there. It's as easy as that. Doesn't matter if this is on a hood, a fender, whatever. As long as you don't scrape through all the layers of clear, you can wet sand and buff that and make it go away. All right. Got it all put back together. Looks good. Can't even tell that there was a run there. Let's put it back on there. See what it looks like. Oh, it looks good. The paint is not a perfect match. This is a little darker. And I was thinking to myself, well, what the hell? We matched up one of these drawers, like dead on at the paint shop. Then I realized I took them one of these small drawers without a liner in it. I pulled the liner out and we paint matched it from the paint in the drawer instead of off the front, you know. So that's a darker red. I mean, this has faded since 1988 to a little more of an orange look, but it's really close. Like, it's no big deal. But I like it. Haven't decided what I'm going to put in here yet. I got to get a couple drawer liners. I've got some thick rubber matting. I'm going to cut a piece and put that there. And my key hasn't shown up yet from Amazon, but I'll have a key too. All right, guys. A little different video than normal, but you guys said you wanted to see it, so hope you liked it. Hope you have a good weekend, and if you like the videos, please hit the sub button, comment. See ya.